Hello everyone, I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and today I've got kind of a funny story to tell you. That's right, from the tome journal coffers of my very own experience, whatever you want to call it, I have brought to you yet another cautionary tale. Basically what happened in a nutshell. This is going to be the protracted version and not the short and sweet version, but basically I ordered a fragrance, Azzaro Solarissimo Favignana. For whatever reason, this third fragrance in the trio of fragrances, we've got Maritimo, Lavanzo, and Favignana. These are all fragrances that are designed in Azzaro fashion to encompass the best parts or portions of these particular islands, because they're all named after islands, and they have to do with the Mediterranean sun, sea, or landscape. I am a completionist, so I wanted to get all three of them, but of course only Lavanzo and Maritimo have been available for a very long time. For some reason, Favignana didn't make it stateside, but I found a place that had one. It was going to take a little while to get here, but not as long as I thought that it would take. And I actually thought that they were in Spain because I knew that a warehouse was in Spain that actually had some. So I thought, okay, so it's coming from overseas. It's going to take a little while, but it didn't actually come from Spain. It came from Mother Russia. As you can see, I ordered this on June 23rd, and here it is August something. I don't know, I think today's the 19th or 20th. During the time that it took this to come here, suddenly Favignana made it stateside, and you could get it for 20 bucks at most discounters, including fragrance.net, which is where most people were getting it from. Thought I was going to have an exclusive to review for you guys, and as it turns out, it's a lead balloon. However, I'm still interested to see Favignana and match it up against the very nice Lavanzo and Maritimo in these summertime Azzaro trio Solarissimo fragrances. So let's go ahead and check out that presentation, and added to the whole presentation and unboxing is going to be unboxing of the box itself from my Russian Federation package. Sounds like they might have included some extra ballots for the upcoming election. Azzaro Solarissimo Favignana. In any representation of a fragrance set that a house does, they usually try to encompass all of the seasons or all of the times of day. For example, daytime equals sunshine equals spring and summer. Nighttime equals dark equals winter, right? Cooler, the nights are a little bit cooler. So they would be more equal to fall and winter. So this, in my estimation, would be in the Solarissimo trio, the representation of fall and winter or cooler weather, representative of Mediterranean land. Already familiar with the presentation, that ashwood stopper, which is really nice, that really nice, this one going into like almost like a ginger color. This is kind of an orangish gradient, which I really like. Gradient starting at the top, getting lighter, or starting at the bottom and getting darker. Either way you want to look at it. Glass half empty, glass half full. Definitely a sweet, woody, oriental fragrance with top notes of candied lemon and sage. And have you noticed that candied is coming back? So we've got candied apple that's getting ready to come out in Eros. Got candied versions of notes in some popular current fragrances. So I, for one, like them. They're a little bit brighter, a little bit crisper and sweeter. Being fantasy notes, it's like a aroma chemical, it's gonna last longer. Rum Absolute and ginger in the heart of Favignana. Chinese tune, tobacco, and amber is the base that it's resting on. So very dark, very rich, sweet notes. Slightly boozy, a little bit boozy. Still very citrusy, but in a very slightly synthetic, candied way, which is really nice actually. Nicer than it sounds. Really light remnant of tobacco just to add an edge to it, a little bit of edge of darkness, but primarily I'm getting that candied lemon and that amber. Favignana should have decent projection off skin. Let's give it a shot. Put that on my forearm there. Wow, really nice. If you've got any of the Azzaro Solarissimo sensual blends, such as the Azzaro Solarissimo Ginger Lover, this is very similar to, it's kind of a cross combination of Ginger Lover and Amber Fever, those two sensual blends of the Azzaro Solarissimo flankers for the original Azzaro Solarissimo. So very similar. So if you like either one of those, you're gonna like this. Out of the three, this one is probably the most derivative because we already have those fragrances. We've already got Ginger Lover and Amber Fever, so why do we need Favignana? It's a nice addition, and it does complete, if you're a completionist like me and you've got all three, it does complete the set. So that's good. If you like Amber Fever and Ginger Lover, but you're stuck in the middle, this would be the answer then, because it's very much like a blend of the two. So again, best weather to wear this in is going to be cooler weather because it is an Oriental fougere. It's a layered fragrance, just like what your way that you would dress in wintertime. So be a very solid cool weather fragrance. I would recommend wearing it casually in daytime or nighttime, but it's going to be best utilized as a nighttime fragrance because it is sweet. It can make a nice addition to your date night repertoire. That is my first impression and unboxing of Azzaro's Solarissimo Favignana, all the way from the Russian Federation. Okay, so this is the first and only time that I'm likely going to do this, guys, and that is add a 24-hour later edit into the actual first impressions video. So this is no longer a first impressions video. The footage that you just saw is indeed accurate. It is a first impression video. Right now, however, this is 24 hours later. I've been wearing Azzaro Solarissimo Favignana for 24 plus hours. And I have to say, if you want me to make a wet blanket statement about which is my favorite out of the three, which you're not forcing me, I just am assuming that that's the information that you kind of want, especially when you get a completed set of fragrances. You kind of want to know which is going to be the best out of the however number. Like the sensual blends, there's 5. The Solarissimo collection, there's 3. And I have to say, in all honesty, and giving all of them due process, due time, due wear, I'm very, very pleased, most of all, with the performance of Favignana out of Maritimo and Lavalier, right? So Maritimo, Lavalier, Favignana, I don't know how you say that necessarily. Favignana is how I feel comfortable saying it. If there's a correct pronunciation out there, feel free to correct me. I'll accept that gracefully and graciously. However, having worn this quite a bit, I will say that during my day, after about 6 hours, I did spray a refresher spray of this about twice on each arm. So twice on each arm, once behind each ear and or in the back of the neck, as it were. You want to try to stay away from this area. On the back is okay because you're typically moving forward and your scent trail is staying behind. So those are some good spots. And of course, here where you are constantly bruising the actual spray is a good way to also get a good scent trail. I'm very, very pleased with Favignana. It is a very rich, you know, you've got that Chinese tune or Chinese cedar is what it's called, and you've got that rum. So it's got slightly boozy rum, but it's more like, it's more warm and sweet like amber. So the rum and the amber work together, and that candied lemon and that Chinese cedar are just very rich and make this an excellent nighttime fragrance with a date night sensibility. Definitely be good to use and rock out on date nights for sure. So I'm very impressed with Favignana. It is a very inexpensive fragrance. Kind of hard to find still yet. My funny story in getting it sent to me from Russia. I've not been to many places overseas. St. Petersburg, Russia happens to be one of them. Happens to be where this came from. So kind of funny story there, but you'll have a lot easier chance of finding it than myself. Well, that's it, guys. I just wanted to wrap up my first impressions with a little bit of an edit insert of 24 hours later. What's it like? Everything that I said on my first impressions is accurate for a first impression. However, some of my inaccurate statements, or maybe I can just add on by saying I really am impressed with the performance I really enjoy this. I really like Labanzo and Maritimo for what they do. This, of course, is representing the sun going down on the Mediterranean island that it represents, Favignana, because each fragrance is the name of an island, and it's representing that rich, dark sunset and that nighttime sensibility, representing that by the gradient on the bottle and the way that the smell sits on your skin, and how deep and how rich and how dark and oriental that it is. So excellent fragrance, really enjoy it, great price. Thanks so much for checking out my video today, my first impressions. I really appreciate you stopping by. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you next time.